Hello everybody, happy Halloween and welcome back to the channel for another LEGO build. I was debating what I wanted to do for Halloween this year. Arkham Asylum, trying to build a modular version, or just having one of the actual older models just as a DC display or somewhere in the city was kind of a big one. The past couple of years I started like Halloween Town, black base plates, wanted to do a cobblestone road, and it worked for the beginning portion of my city, but not anymore. That it kind of filled everything out. It doesn't really fit, and I wanted to go with something a little bit different. I did keep the modular haunted house in my display. It is in the backdrop. Originally, I wasn't going to light this guy up, just because I really didn't want all the different colors. I'm trying to keep my city as more realistic themed as possible. And obviously, yeah, like Batman, Bat Signal, stuff like that. It's still in the city, but you know what I mean. Like, I wanted to keep it a little bit different. This was just like the creepy old building in here. And I'll show you guys. I actually filmed a video right before this showing you where it was in the city, and then obviously I drug it out to do the video. We're also trying a new brand today, not sponsored or anything. It is Game of Bricks. I believe they're out of Europe. I was looking at the light kits for some of these, and I've been wanting to try this brand. It's kind of one of the bigger ones that I just haven't used yet. I typically always use Light My Bricks, and I use Bricks Max actually more than any of them. One thing before I forget, I'm going to be adding a light modular like street lamp as well. This set does not come with one, since it is modular in the idea but not in actuality. So that is not going to be included in this set, which costs, I believe it was $40. They do some pretty decent sales, and it came quick. I mean, here in the US, it came within a couple days, so definitely happy with the shipping. Hopefully I'm going to be happy with the product. At the end, the plugs look exactly the same. This one might be running off of its own system, and I'll talk to you guys about a little bit more of how my system is like wired up for the city, in case you're looking at actually getting yourself started with like lighting up your city or anything like that. You definitely want a game plan of how you can break down everything. And my city lights just went off because of course my battery system died. I run everything off of an 18-volt Ryobi 1 Plus battery, which is just their standard unit depending on what like actual like ampage you actually get. And then I have a power inverter and a USB system that powers the entire city. Works out perfectly great. But yeah, I'm actually excited to light this up, and I figured this would be perfect for Halloween. I was looking for my Dead Space shirt, couldn't find it, so we got the brand new Doom Eternal shirt. So Once Upon a T, another great job. I love these. I love their shirts. They're awesome. A little pricey, but they're so cool. And now we really want to play Doom. So I hope you guys are having a great Halloween. Hope you guys have a lot of candy in mind and a lot of horror movies. I've watched probably 100 as of recording this year. I've watched a lot of horror movies. I don't know what it is. I started going through like the B-list horror movies, and you know, it's a mixture of hidden gems and gems that should remain hidden. But yeah, I'm really excited. Another light camp, definitely pretty cool, and we get to check out Game of Bricks as well. So it's exciting, and since this is a taller building, obviously it's in a backdrop. Just did the boutique hotel actually right before filming this video. This obviously is Halloween, so I'm trying to like push this to that specific day. But yeah, we got tons of cool stuff coming up. I have a lot of medieval projects going on. The city is finally getting more life breathed into it. Now, one thing I don't have for this now that I think I'm going to be ordering is another street lamp, or another street light that actually blinks like red, yellow, and green, like I have out here from Bricks Max. I'm okay using two different brands for lighting kit. It doesn't really bother me at this point in my collecting life, and I think that's going to be pretty cool. Now, one thing about this is it is an opening Mills plate. If you're interested in actually building one of these for yourself, like getting this Mills plate, it's tough, but it's definitely doable. Mine's a little beat up. Actually dragging it out of the city, I didn't want to take off the whole city block, so I kind of like snapped off the roof, pushed it back in, or pulled it out, I should say. And I did break a couple of the pieces on the bottom, so I'll repair that once we get to it. But this one does open, so it is a little bit different. If you're interested in that, I will have a link in the description below for the actual set when I built it about a year or so ago now, at least. And I might be going on 2 years. I don't even know. we're past at this point of you guys seeing this the 2-year anniversary on YouTube, which will be pretty cool. But I'll also have a link in the description below for the opening Mills plate in case you want to actually Mills plate this guy. My recommendation: build it on a Mills plate first if you're interested in it, because it's a real pain not to, just because of how flimsy it is. But yeah, I don't want to ramble on too much. I'm just really excited to do this. So again, happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you all so much for supporting me. It's been an awesome year and an awesome 2 years on YouTube, and I'll see you at the end of the build, folks. Here's a current look at the actual city with the haunted house. Probably before I destroy a bunch of this. I'm not excited to dig it out. I know I've been talking about it for a while, that the haunted house, I wasn't originally going to light up. Now I don't like that it's not lit up. And I decided that for Halloween, obviously this would be the perfect time. I just kind of wanted to give the layout of the city. I can even turn it a little bit more to show off over here. Long claws in the back, my new sword. That's pretty cool looking. Really excited I finally got Jon Snow's long claw. But yeah, the haunted house is obviously all the way in the back. It is the 3rd tallest building in the city. A little bit taller than a lighthouse. And obviously the modular buildings are considerably smaller. The Avengers Tower and the Daily Bugle just kind of eclipse it. Now, the reason I'm saving this one for last, yeah, I wasn't going to originally light this up, but, you know, it's been driving me nuts having one dull building in there, so I figured I'd finally finish it up. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys the actual city before the carnage begins. I essentially have this wired on 1 by 12, probably 1 by 8 at least, 8, 10, or 12, one of them. They're all wired into one actual city block, except for the Avengers Tower. He's on an island. That is a much bigger power use than everything else, so I have him kind of running off of its own thing, just given the size and the brightness and everything. And I mean, obviously you can see it, it's massive. And the Daily Bugle, those two are kind of their own thing. Now, the haunted house might be the same. I might wire it into the Avengers unit. I don't know yet. I didn't really plan for this, unfortunately. So I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be ran by itself in conjunction with another city block. I don't know yet. I'm going to figure it out once I actually start wiring. But that is definitely something you need to think of when you're starting to like get to this stage of it. Like, this city block is one unit, this city block minus the tower is one unit, and that city block minus the tower is one unit. Same thing for the beach. Now, the beach is going to have its own city blocks, and then the lighthouse is its kind of own separate unit. You can see probably the wires hanging down. Unfortunately, my little grippies are failing, so I'm going to have to command strip them up there because it's been driving me nuts. I want to start adding a couple like posters to the back because that looks terrible. I finally hung the Star Wars magazine over there, but yeah, it's a mess. I've got minifigures just sitting everywhere. I've got a couple laying on top of the rooftops. But yeah, it's Halloween. I'm very excited to actually light up this lighthouse. Yeah, the haunted house. It is a really cool build, and previously, obviously this is the 3rd video on this one actually, because I did a Mills plate, like an opening Mills plate for it. I hope that's going to still work with the wires. I wouldn't imagine it's going to affect anything, but yeah, should be pretty cool. Now let's get started on the demolition, boys. Alright, so here's the final lighting build. Overall, it is pretty cool. Like I said, I did want to add the obvious lamp to the outside. I think it would be pretty cool to like make this flicker to make it look like it's actually part of the haunted theme. And I did add a light to this portion, just because there was no lights in there since it's the elevator shaft, and I figured, like, you know what, that is kind of the main part I'm going to see from my desk since it's tall, so I did it that way. Now, I did run into a slight problem. This might be a little hard to see just because I don't have my tripod light on, since I wanted to show this off for a little bit, but basically, I wanted to, like, there is another lamp post on this side on the building adjacent to it. So obviously I didn't need 2 street lamps next to each other, so I said, all right, now I can put this telephone pole, this street light on the opposite side by the Daily Bugle, and I can just run it down underneath. So I think that's going to be my best option there. That way I don't have to take this back out and actually work on it in a little bit. But overall, the lighting project is pretty cool. Here's the actual inside. I did not hide a lot of the wires just yet. I was trying to do some custom work in here, but then I realized I should just probably show off the actual kit. How they run the wires is a little odd. They basically want you to like lift up every column and like stuff them underneath. I found they just kept breaking quite a bit. I'm not gonna ever see the interior, and it's like closed off enough that it's not really gonna bother me. So it is what it is. There's a light on top of the elevator. Unfortunately, the chain broke, but the lime green definitely looks pretty cool. We have some blue lights. We have a mixture of green and blue. Obviously, you can see that the candles are probably my favorite feature. Like, if they sell those by themselves, I love it. I think they're really neat. They're actually like pre-built candles. So essentially, you are replacing your normal candle unit, just taking the flame out of that little like tube, whatever, the 1x2 tube or whatever it's called, and you're just putting in this piece, and it lights them up perfectly. That is really well done. I really like that. I like how they did the flames. I think that is honestly my favorite part. Now, obviously, you can't really appreciate those so much from the outside, but you can definitely still see like the flames of the chandelier inside. Of course, you'll have these too. So it's not the best for outside viewing. You know, that looks pretty cool, but it is not, like I said, the best for outdoor viewing. Essentially, this is the side it will be facing us. I put the little ghost on the bottom to be creepy. I really wanted to suspend a ghost like in the elevator shaft, but unfortunately there's just no ledges, obviously, because otherwise it would get caught. So I'll have to try and figure something out for that in the future. I just kept breaking pieces off this, unfortunately. Like I said, when I Mills plated this, it was an experience. It was an experience lighting it up too. Honestly, really simple. As for like Game of Bricks, it was much, in my opinion, I think easier to do the lighting process, at least for this one. Now, this has less lights than a full modular building, so maybe I'll do like the Boutique Hotel or something like that from Game of Bricks, just to kind of see which one I'm gonna like more. The street lamp, I had an extra of, that's from Bricksmax, so that is the only thing here that is like a separate piece. Obviously, this is in the elevator shaft. I just did a small warm white strip light, and then I ran Podge style a 50 centimeter wire from here and a 50 centimeter wire around. Again, it's going to be blocked, so I really don't care if I can see a couple of the wires for now. You know, once I move, this entire city is going to be changed anyway, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's basically how I ran everything. Like I said, I did beat this up pretty hard in the past couple of videos I've done with it, so it is a little bit wobbly. I'm also not feeling the best this morning, so sorry if I'm a little hoarse or a little hard to understand. I did not sleep all last night, so I don't know what's up. But yeah, so that is pretty much the end-all be-all for this lighting project. We're going to obviously now put this in the Lego City, and hopefully I don't shatter this, my leg, or any of the other modular buildings on my way in. Alright, this is kind of the best angle that I can get, just because it's all the way in the background. It is a little bit awkward. They do reflect off the wall. You can see the other stoplight in the back, and I said before that I really want to start adding more motion and stuff to the city, and I am really happy with that. Now, I figured out a custom way to make them like overhanging, so essentially doing off the pole, like you would see a normal street light. I think that'll be pretty cool. I'm going to order some custom pieces for that, and probably do just a whole video on making like custom working street lights. I think that'd be a pretty cool one. Just my luck. It's a little hard to see, but the pet shop and apartment building, I don't know what happened to the light source there. I don't know if I broke it beforehand. I don't know what really happened to it. Sadly, it's not working. So, of course, I was so excited to get all these street lights working, and now that one has broken. The street light over here, I actually needed that USB cable for the haunted house that we just did. So essentially the haunted house, Daily Bugle, the street lamp, and like the Avengers Tower back there are all kind of run off their own system, separate to the city block. They do take a lot more power anyways, just because they're huge. I still have to fix the Daily Bugle, those blue lights. The adhesive just keeps failing on them, and I've tried to like tape them onto there, and they just keep breaking. So I'm gonna have to like duct tape that stuff on there. I don't know at this point, but it just keeps falling apart. I'm finally using my little tripod. So it's a good angle from here. I'm happy with it. I'm glad I added the lights to the elevator shaft, because quite literally that's all you can really see from here, and I know that's a little disappointing. But I think this was a really cool Halloween build, and it's finally the final building in this area of the city to be lit up. So this area is done in terms of like this structure. Obviously, I've been saying it for a while, we're going to replace this apartment building and probably the new photo studio over here. Those will eventually be replaced. Maybe the sports center over here too. I just think that stuff will do better in the upper portion of the city where it's more city and creator sets. Down here, it's more creator expert, modular ideas, you know, the big boys. So I think that'll be pretty cool. I still have to convert the Seinfeld set to the Sitcomplex building over here too to raise that up, but all in all, I love it. I think the city's looking good. We finally don't have that dead spot in the back, pun intended, for Halloween, and the haunted house, of course. But I think it looks pretty cool. Obviously, it's going to be overshadowed a bit by the Daily Bugle and the massive Avengers Tower, but I think it looks awesome. I took down the one little display I had in the background. Just the ring light was driving me nuts with the reflection. I'm going to do some wall art back there anyways. I think I'm going to frame a couple Lego posters and hang them back there. I think that'll look pretty good. And I love, you know, there's the backlight. I love it. I just love that little addition. I'm so happy that I did that. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great Halloween in 2024. This year's flying past, so I hope you're having a good year. Let me know if you're watching any good horror movies or anything lately. I'm up to, I think, 78 as of recording this for the year, so God help me, we're on the B-rolls. They're really good or really bad, you know, it's an experience. I think next on my list is Black Death with Sean Bean about the plague and medieval style. I think that'll be pretty cool to build a castle to. But that's going to do it for this build. Thank you all so much as always for the support. Happy Halloween, happy holidays. As we go into winter, obviously have a good time. I know it's about to get stressful in everyone's life with the winter holidays, but it's going to be pretty cool, hopefully. So thank you all so much, and before you know it, the winter village will be in the city. So thank you all so much as always. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video if you can. Helps the channel a lot. And follow me on Instagram. Every time I say a lot, it just trails off a little bit more, but follow me on Instagram. I have two, one for Lego and one for fishing. If you're interested in either or both, make sure to check them out. All links in the description below, and I'll see you next time. Happy building, everybody.